Welcome back to Clean with Kate. It's early in the morning. I'm up early again. You can see it's still dark outside. And I'm just going to spend a little bit of time on laundry. So I'm going to set a timer and I'm going to fold laundry, put laundry in baskets ready to take upstairs. And then if I've got time, I'm going to do some ironing. So let's set the timer for 15 minutes. So this is part of my daily laundry routine. I spend 15 minutes each day. It's usually 15 minutes, to be fair. It's rare that I get away with 5 minutes on my laundry, just putting, either putting the machine on or putting the laundry away or ironing. It's different each day, but it means I focus each day on laundry. So anyway, how are you getting on? What have you been up to? How are you finding are you keeping on top of your laundry? Let me know in the comments how you're getting on. All right, what am I going to start with? I think I might start with these jeans. I don't know if these jeans are actually dry. These are my husband's jeans. I think they need the ironing running over them and they may need to go on the aerial for a bit longer. I've got a lot bedding here that I'm going to have a look at. So actually I'm going to divide the laundry into 2 baskets. I'm going to divide it into, I'm going to put the whites in one and the dark colours in another. Right. So they don't actually need ironing, so they can go straight upstairs. And then I've got 2 baskets here. One basket is my laundry, which is filling up fast, as you can see. I'll just pop you down so you can get a better view. And the other is his laundry. So then I'll take the 2 baskets upstairs. I'll pop them in the bedroom later this morning. And then he will put his laundry away and I will put my laundry away. And so the laundry gets put away today. Usually today, if we don't get to it today, it will get put away first thing tomorrow. So it's Sunday today. It's Sunday, early hours of Sunday morning when I'm making this video. Hopefully I will get it up live later today. So you can join me. What does your Sunday look like? I'm planning quite a lazy day today. I think Sunday is usually my recharge day. And we've had a really, really busy couple of weeks. Had a busy day yesterday. Had lots of errands to run and decisions to make on projects that we're working on. So today, we try and take Sunday as a sort of a day of rest, really. A recharge day. That wasn't too bad, look. They all actually need ironing, which is unfortunate. There's a lot of ironing today. I probably need to tumble more. I tumble very little. Whoops. And I know other people tumble lots and it would reduce the ironing enormously. Right, let's deal with the socks on the sock area. I know why. I know why this laundry is so bad. I didn't hang this laundry up. Okay, my husband very kindly unloaded the washing machine for me. But the difference is when I unload the washing machine and hang the laundry up, I shake everything to get the creases out because I'm the one that does the ironing. And I don't want to have to iron too much. I only want to absolutely iron the bare minimum. But because he doesn't do the ironing, he didn't realise the significance. And he hasn't shaken anything, even the socks. Even the socks look like they need ironing, but I won't be ironing the socks. But everything is really scrumpled up still. As it came out of the machine, he hasn't shaken any of it. Anyway, he can have crease socks. They're all still even bunched up. It's amazing they dried. Right. Okay, I'm not going to think about that anymore. He does make me laugh. Okay. I don't know why, but it's not obvious to him that he needs to give him a shake. Right, let's get let's pop this, oh golly. Let's pop this down here. And I'm going to start by ironing, I think I'll start by ironing this bedding. That is my, I bought these yesterday at TK Maxx to see if they will reduce the creases in the clothes. It says reduces wrinkles and statics. That I used them, what did I use them on? I did use them on something yesterday that I tumbled. I think it was the duvet actually, to see if it would speed up the drying time. I haven't used them yet with t-shirts or anything. I might give that a try with his laundry, with his t-shirts, because I don't think he's that bothered about having them ironed, and it might greatly reduce the amount of ironing I have to do. The other thing I'm going to try it with is the bedding. That was what I was going to try it with, because look at this bedding. It's bedding I washed last week. Maybe it was the bedding oh, it's not hot yet, I need to switch it on. Well, that does help. I haven't had my coffee yet. Okay, I think I'll have a sip of my coffee while that warms up. And I'll get the laundry baskets ready to go upstairs. Right, taking you into the dark kitchen. Haven't got any lights on in here. It doesn't seem worth putting the lights on just for me to come through. Right, so they're ready to go upstairs. I do need to do a bit of tidy up in here. There's lots of hot spots in the kitchen. There's quite a lot of laundry actually that needs to be put away as well. Right, I'm back. Okay, I've spent so it's taken me 5 minutes to fold my laundry, process it into baskets, decide what needs ironing. So that's not actually bad. And if I was pushed for time, then that would be enough for now. The ironing is just the icing on the cake. It's not really necessary. I just like to iron. I just like iron clothes. Oh wow, look at the difference this makes between the non-ironed side of the pillowcase and the iron side. Look at that. So you can see it makes such a difference to how a pillowcase looks. Golly, I think I do like my pillowcases ironed. Oh wow, the difference. This is a really nice pillowcase as well. I think I'm going to reorganise my pillowcases and try and get them into sets. The problem is they've all, over the years, all our bedding is white, so it's all got mixed up. So my husband loves Oxford pillowcases. I think this is an Oxford pillowcase. So this is his favourite sort. So I think what I'll do is we have a lot of pillowcases that aren't Oxford pillowcases, but I'm going to organise it so that our bed has the Oxford pillowcases. So this one needs to go into our bedroom, and I need to gradually, as I wash the bedding, bring the ones, because I keep our bedding in our bedroom, so I need to bring the ones out of our bedroom that aren't Oxford pillowcases. Because I don't think anybody else really cares, but he loves these. So he buys them. He sometimes buys antique Oxford pillowcases on antique fairs, which are beautiful, but they do take quite a fair bit of upkeep, and they do need ironing. This might be an antique one actually, but the cotton in them is so beautiful. You sometimes get them with extra details on. Occasionally you get monogrammed pillowcases at antique fairs, which are beautiful. I don't think we've got any monogrammed ones. Well, it's taking me a while to iron this. It's definitely a longer iron, and it's not perfect. There's that P word. It's a lot better than it was though. I might try tumbling these. You never know. It might transform my life if I tumble my bedding. And then I'll have crease-free bedding as long as I remember to get it out tumble dry quickly. Anyway, I've ironed my first. Golly, I think I'll have to re-iron this side. It seems to have creased up again. I think this is 100% cotton pillowcase because it is creasing very quickly. I think when they have synthetic material in them, they're less prone to creasing, but they don't feel as nice. Although some of the more modern cotton mixes are very nice. I've noticed. Right, what do you think? Do you like, what sort of bedding do you like? Do you like white bedding? Do you like coloured bedding? I have seen some absolutely beautiful bedding recently when I've been in the shops. And I have been really tempted to buy myself some because we haven't had any new bedding in quite a long time. I mean, my husband occasionally buys new pillows. He does like new pillows, and we have recently bought some new duvets for our holiday let guests. But our bedding tends to be quite old, or the one we use ourselves. And I have seen some new bedding I really like, that's sort of colourful and floral, and it really sparks joy in me. But he's not keen. He very much thinks we should stick, and I do get where he's coming from. It's much easier to have white bedding. The advantages of white bedding are you can bleach it. It doesn't fade, and it lasts forever pretty much. The most likely thing that will happen eventually is that it becomes frayed or it gets holes in it. But I think with coloured bedding, modern detergents tend to fade it, so it won't last as long as white bedding. I mean, some of our white bedding we must have had, oh my goodness, 20, 30 years. Certainly 20 years. And a lot of it still looks pretty good. If you buy good quality white bedding, it does last. It's like white towels. They last a long time. I've got white towels probably that I've had for 20 or 30 years. But again, if you need, they're probably getting a bit to the point where I need to replace them. Sometimes if I'm in TK Maxx and they've got really nice white towels, I will treat myself to some. But I like to buy really thick towels, and it's quite hard to find really good quality towels. And the good quality thick ones do last. I like things to last. I don't like disposable fashion or disposable anything really. I like to buy something, and I like to buy something that I absolutely love, and then I want it to last me a long time. I think I was brought up in a family very much of that approach. I think, and it doesn't sit right with me when things break really quickly or don't last. This t-shirt was not a great buy. I actually bought it in a charity shop, and it's very thin, and I just wear it to garden or do housework in, like all my other t-shirts. But actually, I think I should have left it in the charity shop. It wasn't a good buy, because it takes quite a bit of ironing, and it's very thin, the material. It's not a thick t-shirt, it's a very thin one. It's Oasis. I don't know much about that make. But it's just, I actually prefer the H&M t-shirts, which I really love, and I do buy new. I find they're very good. They last me a good few years, and they fit really well. They have, I think they're a mixed fibre. Here's one of them. So they're 95% cotton, and then they have, what is the other 5%? It doesn't actually say, but there's something elasticy in them. That's why I like them so much. Oh, there we go. I like cotton t-shirts. 95% cotton, 5% elastin. Now that, to me, gives you the perfect combination in a t-shirt, because they retain their shape really well and they fit really well. They're quite a fitted t-shirt, but I just think they look smart. I don't suit baggy t-shirts. So I love these t-shirts. These are virtually the only t-shirts that I buy. And they're very inexpensive. H&M is, I don't know if you have H&M in the US, but it's a quite inexpensive shop in the UK. It's really good for sort of basics like t-shirts. And I like their long sleeve t-shirts as well, but actually their best t-shirts are these ones, which I really love and I live in. I actually started, the first time I found that I liked an H&M t-shirt, I'd actually bought a couple in a charity shop, and they fitted me so well. I thought, I need to go to, it wasn't really an H&M shop. I thought I need to go, because I'm very much a charity shop shopper. I thought I need to go to H&M, and I've been going, that was probably about 5 years ago. I probably bought my first H&M t-shirt in a charity shop, and I really loved the way they fitted and how well they lasted and washed, and I was just really impressed with them. And I thought, maybe it was just a one-off, but they have these t-shirts every year, and so I'm a huge fan. Some of them now I've probably had a good 5 years, so maybe some of them are getting ready to go. And this is another of my favourites. But if you've watched any of my ironing videos, you'll see certain things appear in my laundry and in my ironing basket every week. And this is another of my absolute firm favourites that appear in my laundry every week, almost every day. I love these little camisoles. These are made by Jigsaw, and I have a collection of them in different colours. At this time of year, I'm wearing the white ones and the pale pink ones. But as the weather changes, I have a sort of a selection of autumn colour ones. Then I have my winter ones. So I have them in dark colours and light colours. In fact, I have built up a collection. Jigsaw, I've been making those camisoles for as long as I can remember. They may have even been making them, oh my goodness, when I was a student at university, they may have been making them, because I used to love to go into the Jigsaw shop. Couldn't actually afford to buy anything then in those days. Occasionally I might treat myself, because Jigsaw is a bit pricier than H&M. In the UK, it's probably a mid-range. They're not an expensive sort of designer make, but they're definitely more expensive than a lot of the high street makes. They used to have their own shops, and I used to just love going into one of their shops. But now I don't think they have their own shops in the UK anymore, but they do tend to be in sort of big department stores. I don't know if they're online. Again, if I ever see those in a charity shop, they always buy those camiselles. And to be fair, they're the main things that I would buy in Jigsaw. And they've been selling them, as I say, every year they have those camiselles. Holly, I'm waffling on, aren't I? You can see what I get excited about. I'm resetting my timer because it's just starting to get light. My husband's still in bed. He likes his lions. It is only 6:15 a.m, so it's not that late. And it's only just getting light. Golly. Right, I'm going to hang this pinny up. There, I think. Dry. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep going on the whites. Because I like ironing the whites. Oh, I suppose I should do a bit more of the bedding. Right. Anyway, let's keep going with the ironing. Guess what? It's another white H&M t-shirt. Do you have any recommendations? I am always up for recommendations. Where would you recommend for sort of basics like t-shirts and long sleeve t-shirts? I haven't found anywhere that's really good for long sleeve t-shirts. The H&M long sleeve t-shirts do not, in my opinion, last as well as the short sleeve ones. I have bought a few of them over the last few years since I've discovered how much I like H&M t-shirts. But a lot of them, they're not as, I don't think the fabric's the same. And I found that they are coming away a little bit at the seams. They're just not wearing as well. They're not washing as well. So although I've got a few of them and they were very reasonably priced, I'm not as big a fan as I am of their basic white t-shirts, which I adore. Right, there's another one for the hour. I'm actually getting moving now, going a bit faster. The t-shirts, you can get a lot. T-shirts are really easy to iron. Next is my doggy pinny. So the recommendations that I'm looking for autumn is one of the things I'd wear a lot over autumn and winter is long sleeve t-shirts. I have basically an autumn, I have a uniform really, and it doesn't vary that much. But in autumn, winter, I'll probably go into long sleeve t-shirts, maybe short sleeve t-shirts if it's a nice day, dungarees or dungaree dresses, and the occasional long skirt. And when as the weather cools down, I'll be wearing leggings, and I'll be wearing woolly tights with the dresses and skirts. I have actually bought some proper dungarees this year in the charity shop. I've got a couple of pairs, and I'm really looking forward to wearing them. But the weather hasn't cooled down enough yet for me to wear them. I think I'd be too hot in them at the moment. The house is quite warm because of the Arga. And actually, I haven't been cold when I've been going out. So it is still incredibly warm. I think it was 23 degrees yesterday, even though it wasn't sunny. It was still really, really warm. All right, this is awkward. These are always awkward to iron. Let's have a go down it. Yeah, I'm pretty caught up on my laundry at the moment. I don't think there's not much in the laundry basket, so I'll probably do a load tomorrow. I may do a load today. I do want to wash the master bedroom bedding, actually, because I've got a really busy day on Monday. I normally try and get it done on a Monday as an addition to my weekly home blessing. If you follow the Flower Lady system, you know all about the weekly home blessing. But normally, as part of that, I would try and do the master bedroom bedding. So I might get a head start on that because I haven't got as much time tomorrow. I just need to whiz through my weekly home blessing tomorrow. Good, that's looking good. Also, I've got, hang on, I missed a bit. My husband's bought a mattress topper for our duvet, for our mattress. Because the mattress, we've had it a long time and he wants to replace the mattress. But it's a very, very comfortable mattress. I really enjoy sleeping on it. And the last time we replaced our mattress, which is with the one we've got now, it took me so long to adjust to the new mattress. I developed a bad back, even though we bought a really good... I did have the bad back before we bought the mattress, actually. That's why we changed the mattress. And we spent a lot of money on the mattress because I had got a bad back, and we bought a very expensive memory foam, pocket sprung, you name it, mattress. And because actually now I don't have a bad back, I sleep really well on it, and we paid quite a lot for the mattress, I am reluctant to change it, just because I remember how long it took me to get used to it. Because we first got it, it seemed incredible. I think it's quite a firm mattress, and it was much firmer than one we had before, and I struggled to adjust to it, to the point that I did think we were going to have to change it out again. But I did finally get used to it, and now I sleep really well in it. So I'm very, very reluctant to change the mattress. I'm one of these people that when I'm away from home, I often don't sleep well. I do seem to be very used to my own bed. And I quite often, when I go away from home, if I go away from home, I get a bad back after a couple of nights. When our children were younger, we used to camp. Initially, we had a tent. So for several years, we had a huge tent and we used to go camping in it. And then after that, we did actually purchase a caravan. And we loved our caravanning holidays, absolutely loved them. It was a lovely caravan. But if you've ever had a caravan, you'll know, particularly a caravan which has a lot of berths. I think it was a 5 berth, it may have been a 6 berth, but I think it was a 5 berth because we had 3 children going with us. And it had a big sort of, at the front, it had a double bed, but in the day, the double bed was the sofas. So it wasn't the thickest mattress in the world. It wasn't the most comfortable double bed in the world. But, we were only going away usually for long weekends, very rarely any longer than that. But we did it for several years, and it was an absolute joy until it was time to go to bed. And the problem for me was every time we went away, I ended up with a bad back. And it then took ages often. We did actually go away a lot. We went away most weekends in the caravan over the summer, spring. We went away spring, summer and autumn. Because the caravan had heating, it was good, you could go away. And we just loved it, but except for the bed. My husband was okay, his back's much more resilient than mine, but I had a hard time. And then eventually we did sell the caravan because my back was so bad, I could barely move. I was having physiotherapy. I then started doing Pilates. The physiotherapist, because my back got so bad that I was sort of laid up on the sofa at one point. And I went to physio, and she treated me several times, and it did improve. And then she recommended that I start doing Pilates for my back. Actually, my back's twinging a little today, which is a bit worrying. Probably need to do some Pilates or yoga today. So she recommended I start attending her Pilates class. And she didn't teach the class, but she employed a Pilates teacher, and it was taught on the sort of principles of the physios. And it transformed it. And I've been doing, this was probably, oh my goodness, how many years ago is this now? This was at least 15 years ago. It may have even been longer. And I had had a recurring bad back for a long time before that, after I'd had a fall from a horse. I was learning to ride in my sort of late 20s. I was learning as an adult, which is always, I think, harder than learning as a teenager or a child. And I had quite a bad fall. And then I've had a bad back ever since. I must have injured my back, because it's always the same part of my back that goes. It's a definite weak spot. I did start to learn as a child, but then I don't know what happened, if I lost my nerve or if my parents just decided they weren't going to pay for it anymore. But I did start to learn, and then I stopped, and I have no idea why. But anyway, I restarted as an adult when I was working, and I paid for the lessons myself. But actually, although I enjoyed it very much, I wasn't actually very good at it. And I used to fall off a lot, and I was quite nervous, I think. And I think the horses sensed it, because I had a couple of episodes where horses ran away with me. And then that was usually when I fell off. My husband learnt as an adult with me, and he was fantastic. I didn't think he ever fell off. He had a really good, firm saddle. He could handle the horses. The horses didn't mess him about. He was a natural at it, but I wasn't. So after several falls, particularly the one where I injured my back quite badly, I didn't actually go to A&E at the time, which was probably a mistake with hindsight. I may have actually done some damage that would have maybe there was something they could have done. But anyway, I didn't go. So eventually I think I got the message that maybe riding wasn't for me, and that I could just enjoy horses, enjoy seeing them without actually riding them. And so I stopped riding because it was just damaging my health. But the back problem continued, unfortunately. I thought giving up riding would get rid of the back problem, because every time I rode, I was in quite severe pain afterwards. But it didn't, and the back problem went on for years until I still had, still an area I have to be careful with. But once I had the physiotherapy and then started doing Pilates, the back's been so much better. It's, very rare. I occasionally get a twinge if I sit at my desk for too long. I can get problems, but I've never had it as severe as I had it back then when I barely could get off a sofa. It's my upper back that's a problem. That's where I sort of injured it when I fell, my thoracic spine. Anyway, Pilates for me, I've been doing Pilates ever since. I try and do Pilates 2 or 3 times a week. At one point I was just going to the physio's Pilates once a week, and that was enough. So you don't have to do it 2 or 3 times a week, I don't think, to get the benefit. I just enjoy doing it. I find it relaxing as well as being good for my back. And I have recently started doing yoga as well. I'm a bit hit and miss with the yoga. I like to do yoga I like to watch YouTube videos and do yoga. So I've got 2 current favourites on YouTube. Some weeks, sometimes I do it every day, and actually when I do it every day, I just do it for 10 minutes. It's really beneficial. In fact, I can feel my back has stiffened up because I haven't done the yoga since Thursday. I know that's not that long ago. It's only Sunday today. But thinking about it, I think I've been sat down too much on my laptop and on my phone. So I think I need to try and build a bit of yoga into my day today, even if it's just a 10-minute session on YouTube. Anyway, my favourite yoga teachers on YouTube are I discovered that one channel recently called Yoga with Bird, and those are really nice, relatively easy yoga. I would say it's suitable for beginners, because I am not brilliant at yoga. I'm better than I used to be. I'm more flexible than I used to be, but I'm not a natural, I don't think. I'm not a naturally very bendy person. And so that's a really nice one to do if you're just starting out doing yoga, or if you're like me and you're not particularly bendy. The other one that I really like is Yoga with Adrienne. I discovered that channel. I don't like this pillowcase. It's obviously got a lot of synthetic fibre in it. I don't think this is as good a quality pillowcase because the iron's almost sticking to it. Probably needs to be on a lower temperature on the iron. Anyway, Yoga with Adrienne I discovered during the pandemic, I think, like a lot of people. I was stuck at home, couldn't get out and go to a Pilates class, so I started doing online yoga with Adrienne. I don't know why I didn't start doing online Pilates. It's quite bizarre, really. I remember why. My daughter was living at home during the pandemic, and she started me doing yoga because she had been attending a yoga class in London. I think she'd been going to hot yoga, which sounds fascinating. It's not something we have in Norfolk that I'm aware of anyway, but she was going to hot yoga in London, which I'm sure was full of very beautiful, very, very bendy girls. Not like yoga in Norfolk that I go to, which is mainly full of people like me. But anyway, sorry, I'm getting very sidetracked. This is a lovely pillowcase. I'm keeping going with the pillowcases. So she got me into yoga during the pandemic. So we started doing yoga together in the hallway in the house. So we used to do a circuit. We used to do like a little circuits workout with weights. She had an app on her phone that we were using called Shreddy. And then I think, did she have a yoga app? I think I may have had a yoga app. But actually, I think she knew what to do because she'd been going to yoga regularly in London. She just told me what to do, and I just did it. And it was a lovely experience doing it together through the pandemic. It was one of the sort of highlights of that time for me, actually, working out with my daughter, because it's not something we'd ever done before. And we're very similar. We like the same things, and we're built similarly as well. Really, I know she probably wouldn't like to hear that, but we are incredibly similar in our build, and in our approach to life. She loves all the same things that I love. She loves old houses, she loves antiques, she loves dogs, she loves clothes, she loves interiors, she loves TK Maxx. So we are very similarly wired. She's probably of my, she loves gardening, she loves she loves flowers. She's very similar to me. And more so as she's got older. I think when she was a teenager, she did not want to be similar to me. She kind of went in a different direction and was almost the opposite of me. But as she's got older, she's now 28, she's become more and more like me. Incredibly so. Right, that's my second lot of 15 minutes done. Isn't it amazing what you can do when you just set your mind to it and set a timer? Because what the timer does is I'm going to press play again, it focuses you. But actually, the hardest thing I found was the hardest thing with the ironing is getting started. And the timer helps me get started. That's why I use it. And then also it gives me permission that I think I might put this skirt on a hanger actually. See I'll just pop it there for now to wear it. For me, the hardest thing is getting started. And also it gives you permission at the end of 15 minutes or 5 minutes or 2 minutes, however long you've set your timer for, it gives you permission to stop. So if it's a task that I really don't want to do, like sometimes the ironing, sometimes I don't feel like doing the ironing, I'll just say to myself, I'm just going to set a time for whatever time. I find with ironing, because you have to get the iron ready, you have to fill it with water, you have to wait for it to warm up. I find them usually the best thing to do is at least 15 minutes. But you know, occasionally I've done 5 minutes where I've just not felt like starting. And actually I usually find once I've done that 5 minutes and the timer goes off, I think, oh, I can do some more. But if I'm not feeling it and I'm short on time or short on motivation, then I can stop and think, well, at least I've done something. It's better than nothing. So that's very much the sort of approach of the Fly Lady system, is to break things into manageable chunks so that they feel less overwhelming. And that works really well for me. In fact, I use it in most areas of my life. I use it when I'm working, because I work from home a lot. You know, you need to be able to motivate yourself to get going on projects. I tend to use a longer time when I'm working on my laptop. I tend to use a Pomodoro technique, which is where you set a timer for 25 minutes. And then when the timer goes off, so you're supposed to take a break, but I quite often find I don't take enough breaks. I get very engrossed in what I'm doing, because actually I really enjoy working. It's sometimes getting started can be the challenge if there's a lot of distraction, like housework or dogs or garden. But once I get going, I find I have the opposite problem. I find it difficult to stop. So the timer is also a good discipline to make you take breaks. Particularly if you work at a desk and you work from home, sometimes it's very easy to get engrossed in a task and hours pass by and you haven't moved, you haven't been to the toilet, you haven't done anything other than work. And then sometimes if you do that, you end up feeling like, you can end up feeling quite down or quite sort of overwhelmed, as if I do nothing but work. I have no life. I'm just stuck at this desk all the time. I think this is a common feeling in people who work from home, because they don't, and you need to take breaks. Even if it's just a break to go to the toilet or put the laundry away or walk to the shop or walk the dog. And you need to get out. I find I need to get into the outside world. When you work from home, you do spend an enormous amount of time at home. And this can be quite isolating. And if you're not careful, I think you could lose your sort of confidence in the outside world. So the breaks are important. The breaks are important for your health. It's not good to sit for long periods of time. I mean, I've read something recently. I'm very interested in health matters. But I read recently, I think that now they think that sitting is the new smoking. So sitting for long periods at a desk has the same negative impact on your health as smoking. Isn't that incredible? And it's so common now. So many people now work sitting down. We've known for a long time that long distance lorry drivers have health issues because of the lifestyle, and people weren't necessarily sure what this was due to. They knew sitting was a factor, But they were sort of thinking, well, maybe it's the diet as well, or maybe it's other lifestyle factors. But maybe it is just the sitting. You know, sitting, if you're a long distance lorry driver, you are sat for huge amounts of time, and it's also quite a stressful job, sat in traffic. But now they've actually seen that people who sit on computers all day, not sat in traffic, have the same health issues as similar to long distance lorry drivers. So they think that the sitting is a huge factor. So if you want to improve your health and look after yourself for the long term, you need to take regular breaks. And people feel guilty taking breaks when they're working from home. I know I do. But, you know, it's really, really important. You're much more productive if you take regular breaks. I once was working on my computer. I was actually working at a standing desk. And I was really hyper-focused on what I did. And then I must have worked for 5 or 6 hours without a break, which was completely crazy because I was enjoying what I was doing. I was really in flow and I didn't move, and I just completely lost track of time. And I ended up ill as a result of it because I'd been stood for so long, the blood had pooled in my lower legs. And then I developed really severe leg pains. And I actually thought I'd really caused myself a problem. And I actually had to attend A&E. Because I was worried, the pain, it was so uncomfortable. But it was just due to the prolonged standing. But it does increase your risk of things, sitting or standing for a long period of time, increases your risk of blood clots in the legs. So it is a real health issue. That was what I was worried about, that it caused a problem. But actually I had all the tests and it was fine. It was a huge relief. But anyway, I've learned from that now, so I don't work like that anymore. I set a timer and I take regular breaks. I think whatever you're doing, for example, if I ironed now for 6 hours, I think I'd make myself ill. I'd get problems with my right arm. It's incredibly repetitive ironing, but I'm going to need to take a break after this. I can feel it. And also you're stood. It's not a balanced exercise, ironing. It's all on the right arm. My iron's quite heavy. But, it's quite a good workout. I should have put it on as a workout, actually. But you don't want to be doing it for too long. I think our brain and our body need breaks. Otherwise, you can end up feeling overwhelmed and ill. Right, I've not done a great job ironing this sheet. But you know what? Only I am going to see... Oh, no, actually. This is probably going on one of the guest beds. But it's so much better than it was. I'm going to pop it in here. It's not perfect, but it's pretty good. Right, I've got 8 minutes left. I have a feeling this is my third timer, so I have actually overdone the ironing today, I would say. Normally I would only do 2 lots of 15 minutes. I think it's because my husband hasn't got up yet. I think he's taking the... we don't set an alarm on a Sunday, so I think he's thinking, oh, just make the most of it. It's peaceful, the house is asleep. I'll just let her get on with it. I think have I got any water left in this iron? Right, this is going to be a really big job. I'm just wondering where to put this one off. Because it's such a big job, and come at it another day when I'm feeling more energetic. I would like to finish it, but I'm getting tired now. You can see my ironing is getting slower. Do you know what? I think I might have a coffee now. Stop, drink some water, and then I'm flagging. Is that funny? The first 15 minutes I was going really well. I think it's just the sheer size of this duvet. It's enormous. I'm going to leave it. I'm going to stop my timer. Has it stopped? Yes, it has. I'm going to take a break. I'm going to go and have my coffee, and I'm going to come back and finish it. But anyway, I'm going to say bye for now because I want to go and have a quick cup of coffee. So anyway, thank you for joining me. There's the ironing that I've tackled. I've also washed some pillows and they're nearly dry, so that's good. So anyway, bye for now.